run on the banks. You know what I mean? We need 90,000 electricians and 100,000 plumbers and shit. And again, conceptually, I get it.
Right.
But in reality, nigga, a doctor is finna be done in 10 years.
So, E just told us about them, like using AI to artificially inseminate a woman for a real baby, and the baby has been born now, the first one ever. I don't know if it'll be an interesting study to track that baby, because I don't imagine it'll be much different.
The baby's still a baby. If the birth was successful, it's already successful.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it'll be an interesting study to track that baby per se, but I do think it's a milestone in that you now have artificial intelligence inseminating women and delivering, like having deliverable babies. That's
if the computer can replicate the skills of a doctor, where it does not need human interference, in 10 years, we're going to be artificial intelligence.
Agreed, but I'm saying, so look at, like, I don't want to go that fast, because I agree with you, but I want to slow down just a little bit, because when you talk about this baby thing specifically, and you talk about using artificial intelligence to impregnate a woman, what does that mean for the future of, like, breeding? Right?
I don't think that's what he was saying.
I know that's not what happened this time, but I'm saying it doesn't take much of a jump to see how it can go from this to now we use AI to breed. I want this baby to be 6'7", 245 pounds with greenish, bluish, orange eyes, and then AI's like, you need what's the name semen from over yonder, and this lady's egg, boom.
They got levels of that already though.
But I'm saying AI spit that shit out in 5 seconds, and they do it, and now you got breeding on levels that we ain't had since slavery. And that wasn't for those type of specific purposes. You just wanted big and strong.
Well, again, right, I guess my argument is that, what does it matter, right? And I mean it in this sense. If I was talking to one of the people,
I think that's fucking dangerous.
All of it is dangerous. The creators have walked away from the shit already. They walked away from years ago. Nobody's paying attention though.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of them keep popping up dead too.
One of Trump's educational secretaries today was talking about, yeah, we want to start A1 training, and she don't even know it's AI. She thinks shit is called A1. Fuck out of here. Like, where are we as a people? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the creators of AI, like the legitimately creators of the shit, have already abandoned it. Like, we can't trust this concept.
And a lot of them are popping up dead.
Yeah. It don't matter. We all dead.
No, I mean literally dead.
I mean literally too.
Okay.
We're confused, right? The shit is not, it's artificial intelligence, sure, right? And it can only replicate what's already been thought of. It can't create like a human can create out of the spirit of the universe, where it's a new thought, a new idea.
No, but what it can do is digest information at a much more rapid rate and a much larger volume of information.
Absolutely. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Our only value is that we are actual spiritual beings and we can absorb information from different resources, right? We can have a new generated thought.
Sure.
Right? The AI will never have a new generated thought.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But once a human has a new generated thought and it's ever captured, it is now the AI's thought as well.
But this is what I'm saying, G. You take like a recipe, right? And somebody creates a brand new cake. They didn't create no new fucking ingredient, but the recipe has never been combined. That's what I'm saying this fucking AI shit can do. So nah, it's not creating any of the individual parts, but it is combining shit in ways that the human mind hasn't or can't, and therefore almost creating a new thought.
Well, let's say you created a lemon cake and you wanted to, let's say 7-Up cake, right?
Sure.
That's a thing, but let's say we was in the advent of 7-Up cake.
Okay.
Right? Basic pound cake, I'm gonna add 7-Up, now we got a 7-Up cake.
Sure.
I don't know the ingredients for a 7-Up cake,
Right.
I'm just making up shit,
Right.
right? The AI, if that has never
ask
happened, the AI will not combine the 7-Up and the pound cake because it's in essence a new human idea. If it was ever replicated somewhere before, the AI would know how to make a 7-Up cake. But if it's never been made, the AI is not going to have the thought to say, let's make a 7-Up cake.
Oh, see, now I disagree with that. I don't think the AI would ever have the capacity to say, let me make 7-Up or let me make lemon cake or whatever the fuck it is, right? Let me make flour, let me make sugar. But the idea of taking all these things and putting them together in a way that hasn't been done, I think they fucking can. I think that's how they spit out all this chat GPT shit so fucking fast. Like, they take information from everywhere and they're able to digest it, decode it, and spit it back out in a way that I don't think we can, G.
No, we can't, because it compiles all of the information, right?
Right.
So
So the individual particles, no, not original. The combination thereof, pretty damn unique.
But it's to the point I just made, right? Every human is not a fucking doctor. So the information that a doctor holds is unique to the doctor.
Sure.
Right? The information that the artist holds might be unique to the artist. Well, you could take one platform and now he's a doctor, artist, lawyer, because he has all the fucking information.
Right, but say I'm a cardiologist.
Which in turn makes us the lesser species.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that all together.
Yes.
Yeah, even if it ain't a new thought. Ain't none of us thinking in cohesion with everybody's thought. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying it can do.
Yeah.
It can combine the things. It can simultaneously be a cardiologist, a neurologist, a hand specialist.
Yeah. Which makes you a fucking imbecile in
makes you a
comparison.
fucking, right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
This is just starting. This is the Herb and 2 podcast. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb Howard. That man's name is Tucson Warner. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and invite at least one person that you think can add value to it or find value in it to join us in this conversation. The show is recorded and edited by the one and only P.I., and it is produced by Miss E4O. Appreciate y'all. Did that fuck you up?
Not at all. I was laughing at P's
I saw his snake dance.
Yeah, it was different.
It's
for
weird.
Me. I saw it. Yeah,
it's weird.
It's a new thing for him.
That's how he deals with his trauma.
That's how you come off sickness.
That's how he deals with his trauma from childhood abuse.
Shaking that shit out, right? From the abuse of not having to give a R wash. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Hey,
happy birthday, my nigga!
Hey, I appreciate you, good brother.
It is
my birthday.
Pseudo old nigga now.
I've been old for a long time, but I am getting like actually old. Like I just been like an old soul. Now I'm just old.
Nigga, if you old for real, I'm vintage. You know what I mean? I passed old.
I like vintage.
Yeah, I am an old nigga. I be feeling it. You know what I mean? I be feeling it. It's hard to get out of bed in the morning. Like I gotta get a motherfucking run to start for my engine goes. You know what I'm saying?
It did take off.
It did not take off. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know, man. I ain't really have nothing planned, man, today for the birthday. Hey, too. Remember like a year ago, we had an episode where you said probably one of the more controversial things you've ever said on the show.
Let me guess it. Give me a hint.
Amongst the myriad.
I'm gonna say it again. Give me a hint.
Amongst the myriad of controversial things that you said on this show.
Every week.
That roused people up.
Every week.
But this one was over the top. This one included a figure who was widely regarded as one of the greatest human beings to ever walk the earth. Certainly one of the greatest
I already know
members of the history of Black history.
Yep.
It involved that person and Brandy's brother. Mm-hmm. Go.
Brandy's brother is probably the most notable human being in the last 20 years. He's impacted culture in a way that no one else has. And this is not me championing this. Mm-hmm. It's me really making, I guess, reversing or putting the mirror up to the society and the culture that we live in. Like Brandy's brother, Ray J, legitimately has shaped and influenced her culture for the last 20 years.
So like a week or two ago, we talked about, maybe a week ago.
Just so we're clear about the controversy, I said he's had a greater impact on society than maybe Martin Luther King had.
What you said was he's the Martin Luther King of his generation.
Yeah, he moves the needle for those people.
Last week or something, maybe 2 weeks ago, we talked about the booming astronomical statistics and data for OnlyFans. How many people are doing it, who's consuming it, at what rate.
Ray J started that.
Ray J started
OnlyFans. You could argue it all you fucking want.
I'm not arguing. I'm asking you how. I just want you to reiterate.
He owns 49% of the most sellable sex tape in the history of sellable sex tapes.
That being?
Kim Kardashian and Ray J.
Right.
Kim Kardashian becomes Kim Kardashian because of the sex tape, i.e., boom, celebrity sex tape culture that never existed before.
Sure.
Right? Motherfuckers can argue and say, oh, no, that was Pam Anderson, da-da-da-da-da-da. No, because Pam Anderson was already a celebrity, and the sex tape leaked afterwards. What I'm saying is that he started making celebrities by fucking on camera.
All right, cool. Point is, I don't want. We had that argument. I'm not trying to have the argument again. And I don't even necessarily disagree with you to even argue about it. But that's your man's.
It's not my man.
That's your man's.
It's not my man.
Your man's, okay? He's also had one of the biggest viral moments ever, calling the Breakfast Club.
He created the Breakfast Club.
Talking about
niggas can argue all they want.
Beefing
the
with Fab.
lure around the Breakfast Club is fully Ray J.
Right.
They've even honored him for that because they recognize the value of Ray J calling in, talking about the booty bandits from the West Coast.
It's the money team, Fab.
It's the money team. And I'm going to have the booty bandits come and stretch you out, Fab. Yeah, that's Ray J.
I got indoor pools, outdoor pools.
The Breakfast Club was failing into that moment. So this ain't even an arguable statement.
Again, I'm not here to argue. I don't necessarily disagree with you. But that's your man's. Your man's, in an effort to go viral again, I suppose, told Casanat, who's an internet sensation now, shout out to Casanat, don't know what the brother does, but he is mad famous from his internet shit. Him and another dude, iSpeed or Good Speed, I don't know who he is either, but he's famous too. Ray J puts out a video or comment, some shit. He says, hey, I want to take a shower with y'all. So Casanat called Ray J on his show like, hey, I just come across this video talking about you want to take a shower with me and Speed. Ray's like, nah, see, I saw y'all took a shower. And, I was like, I'll take a shower with them. And it was just weird.
This is but my favorite.
It was mad weird, bro. And it's like, all I can think of, that's two guys right there.
They're not really my guy, but he is impactful on the culture. I was thinking the other day, man,
so our niggas gonna start showering now?
This shit that we live in seems like a simulation. Right? It really, I used to say jokingly, this is the Truman Show, but today it really is the Truman Show.
Right.
You ever seen, and you old enough to remember this because you 39, it's your birthday.
Hey, happy birthday to me. Shout out to all the areas too. Happy birthday to all y'all.
Y'all ever seen I don't know, let's make up some, I don't even want to make up some shit.
Happy birthday to my birthday twin, your sister.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to my sister, man. Rest in peace. Love you dearly, baby. But Back to the Future. Let's say Back to the Future.
Sure.
Right? And Back to the Future, they kind of had these concepts where they would model what the future was supposed to look like. Right? And you'd be like, oh, that's so unrealistic or whatever, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
But today, all of that shit that was so unrealistic is now realistic.
Prevalent.
But it's something a little different, though, than just being unrealistic about the future. It was also it was like a mockery of American society in a lot of ways. It was like a mockery of value. Things look plastic. Things look fake. Things felt fake.
You go back to
what's dude's name that played in Friday?
Total Recall.
Smokey. What's Smokey?
That kind of shit.
Total Recall. But
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Y'all remember the Chris Tucker sci-fi movie where he had the wild ass hair and the tight ass leopard print?
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
That was my favorite movie.
Right? It's so outrageous, and he's so gayish looking in the movie.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there.
Sure.
My point is, if you looked at that movie today, I bet you see some of those outfits on celebrity stages today.
On the red carpet, for sure.
On the red carpet today. Right? And the outrageous, rambunctious nature of the characters are real people today. You know what I mean? It's like a simulation, just crazy.
Very few things, even when you talk about art or creativity, come out of absolutely nowhere. They're generally inspired by something. So even if it's the costumes, I kind of seen this outfit thingy-majig and put together, and you might make it a little bit more outlandish or whatever, but it was inspired by something. So it might have been at the Diddy party that you saw, some type of wild outfit, wild shit, and you're like...
Diddy had on the latex outfit waiting for Will Smith.
Right, turned into a character type shit. You know what I mean? So it was just...
Hey, salute to Will Smith, too. He dropped a new record.
And he went on Drink Champs. I saw him on Drink Champs with Nori and EFN.
I saw some of the clips. It was impactful shit he said on the clips I saw.
Yeah. And Will Smith is intelligent, man. He also played in one of those movies, Enemy of the State. When that came out, mother was like, government can't track you like that.
Definitely can.
Bullshit.
Definitely can.
Bullshit. Now all that stuff is commonplace. The RFID tags and all that stuff is commonplace now. So yeah, by the time when you see something in a movie,
Yeah, it's been here already.
It's been here. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit in the next 10 to 20 years, but it's arrived.
One of the Will Smith clips though that I thought was at least one of the ones I saw that I thought was interesting, and again I didn't see the whole thing, was he talked about how most people think you got to hit rock bottom to really like adapt to a changing philosophy of life, and he's like, man, I got another concept, and I can't remember what he named it. He named it something like cliff top or top cliff or something like that. And he was like, man, it's you know, you hit rock bottom, you got nothing to lose, nothing else there, so you start changing behaviors. He said, well, when you hit the cliff top, you've explored the extent of sex, you've explored the extent of celebrity, you've explored the extent of money, you've explored all the extents, and you're at a capacity where you're like, hey, man, I've done all these things, but I still am unhappy, and I still feel empty, and I still feel it's basically rock bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you're at the total top, you know what I mean?
It's nothing can fulfill you still.
Yeah.
It's almost a worse place.
And it was a conversation that we have here all the time, but it's just hearing him say it or hearing it from that perspective is very interesting, because people listen to people who have reached or achieved what they deem is the goal. You know what I mean? And he was like, and at that moment you have a choice. And he said, and really what you have to do to find happiness is really find your way back to you, the essence of you. What is that real value? What is the thing that really moves you? You know what I mean? Who are you for real? You know what I mean? Who are you stripped of all this falsified identities and all that, right? And I thought it was very interesting. Compare and contrast, I saw Cormega, the rapper too, on some other show, and he was talking about black excellence. He was like, what is black excellence? And they started, the commenters, not the commenters, but the hosts were responding to the concept of black excellence. And they was naming what we think they would name. You know, Jay, Beyonce, you know, just going down the line.
Yeah.
He was like, man, what the fuck that got to do with excellence? He's like, that's just black opulence. That's why we so fucked up. And it's just interesting to hear those two clips at the same time. Will Smith saying, hey, I am dude. I don't give a fuck whatever rapper say. Will Smith is him.
Right.
You understand? Like, specifically economically.
Right.
He's probably outpaced all these motherfuckers with the exception of maybe Kanye. You know what I mean? And maybe even Kanye when you really get to where Kanye is today. You know what I mean? And then the Cormega dude to say the same thing, or just in a different way, right? Like we confuse this as the goal or this as the top of the hill, and it's not representative of the top of the hill at all. It's just opulence.
Yes, like who are you? At the core, who are you? I was recently down in West Palm Beach, Florida, for the NFL annual meetings. Opulence like crazy. West Palm Beach is, I would imagine that the freaking median income is, I don't know, well above a few million, right? Like the basic cars around, like it's just Bentleys and Rolls Royce, like everywhere. It's like, God dang, like it's cracking out here. Trump Mar-a-Lago shit up the street. All these freaking multi-million-dollar mansions right on the ocean, like right on the freaking ocean. And I'm, you know, talking to these people and brushing shoulders with these people. The NFL owners there, the Jerry Joneses of the world are there. I'm on the elevator with Arthur Blank. He owned the Falcons. Super cool cat too. But there's this disconnect. I remember being at the one I went to last year, and I remember talking to one of the owners, and I won't even say which one it was. But he sat down next to me at the bar. I was like, yo, what you drinking? I was like, I'm having an old fashioned. He's like, cool, give me one of those. Me and him sit there, we drinking, talking shit about a half hour. And then he goes, man, how was your trip down? And I was like, it was cool, well, nothing to it. He's like, man, I'm fucking wing on my plane's acting up. I was like,
on my plane.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, I gotta fucking get it fixed, or that kind of shit. I'm like, yeah, I hate when that happens, bro.
Starts to register to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I hate when that happens. But like, who the fuck you think you talking to?
How did he
man?
respond to that? When you're like, yeah, I hate when my wing fucks up.
I think I ended up laughing it off and joking with him. Like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. But I was just like, yeah, I hate when that happens. But I'm like, nigga, I hate when I catch a flat tire. I don't know what you're talking about when the wing on your plane fucks up and you gotta get it fixed or get a new one.
That's another whole conversation, though, Herb. You just bring up a very interesting point, though, right?
Yeah.
And it happens at every level, not just at the opulent level. It happens at every level, right? When you reach that level, most of your network and your peer group are in that level.
Yeah.
The conversations you have are about that level. The places you go are representative of that level.
If I'm next to you, I must know
That level.
the wing plan experience.
Right. Right. So we laugh at that shit.
No,
But
for real though.
us in this room is at a certain level. There is a beneath us and above us. Right? A touchable. No. Yes, the fuck it is.
I hate that.
But it's the truth though.
It's
and
not.
we got
But
to
go
come
ahead.
to grips with
I'll
it.
let you make your point.
We got to come to grips with it. It is the truth though, right? So those are reachable levels. We can touch them tangibly anytime we want, beneath and atop. I'm talking about micro levels. You know what I'm saying? Little steps this way would put you in a whole different stratosphere, right? But if you sit and engage yourselves in conversations of that level up, or you sit and engage yourself in conversations of that level down, you feel like it is a world apart from where you are. And it's very interesting to me because I'm having these experiences recently a lot. I've had them up all the time because at the end of the day, I'm like every other fucking American. I'm aspirational. So I find myself in these rooms. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to. But recently I've been having to dither down.
Sure.
Because of some opportunities I'm working on. And I be in them rooms like, man, what the fuck is happening here?
So I struggle because I hate the idea of up and down or above or below. I don't like that because I don't feel above nor below any person. When that motherfucking billionaire owner sat down at the bar and we just started talking, we just talked for half hour and I didn't think this nigga is above or below me. Now I know fucking for sure he's got however many billions of dollars more than me, but above or below, no, we just having a conversation. I think just having a conversation, then you start to feel like, oh, we're the same. Now in his mind, if we're the same, then I fucking have a plane, right? But that's not the same I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the same as a fucking human being. I don't think anybody is below me. I don't think anybody's above me. And when I start to hear people have the conversation about like, oh, like this person is above, like that same, no, this was at the fucking Hall of Fame shit. Anyway, walking the party, Michael Jordan's there, right? And my folks like, oh shit, Michael Jordan. I'm like, that's cool. He's Michael Jordan, respect, right? But I don't think Michael Jordan is above me on that level. Other than basketball, money, fame, I don't think he's above me in any way. But because I don't think that, when I see people think that, then what it also tells me is that you think somebody is below you. And I don't think that about me either. I don't think anybody is below me either.
Yes.
And so I'm able to have the same chill conversation that I could have with an NFL owner, I could have with somebody that's homeless that sleep outside. Like we can have the fucking conversation as a equal person.
You might be equal people, but you and that homeless person have never had the experience of having to fixing your plane's wing.
Right.
That's just the reality.
Right.
Right? So above or below, specifically economically, shapes the experience. So there is an above or below. It's not saying your stature or you should feel less than. There's a different experiences happening at different economic stratus poles. Right? So when homie is going out of town, he's calling his plane chauffeur.
Yeah.
It just is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Here's my pilot. I'm out. It's no other conversation.
Gas up the jet.
Right?
I'll be there in 30 minutes.
You out, you got to scroll to see what price you gonna pay.
Right.
And when they allow you to take off.
Right.
It's a different experience.
Right.
Right? So there's a dude or a person that's under you who's never scrolled at all because they can get on the plane.
Right.
That's a different experience.
Sure.
Right? And those different experiences shape different outcomes. Right? And what I'm saying is that even in a very, very small, elevated, or small, degraded, with lack of a better word, level, the ideas and experiences are so fucking far apart. But most people don't get to travel up and down. Most people are stuck where they are. It just is what it is. The peer groups and the experiences are very similar.
So what I would say is that because we've had the experiences to go theoretically up and down, right? That is what shapes my idea even firmer to be like, yeah, we all the motherfuckers same. You motherfuckers ain't.
I think there's
motherfuckers ain't smarter. You aren't a better person.
I'm not saying
you aren't
better, smarter,
better conversationalist. You ain't like.
But the experience is very different, and when the experience is different, so become the outcomes. Even what you value, what you challenge, what you think about becomes different. And again, you have the privilege of going up and down, right? That's an anomaly in itself.
Sure.
Most people are at the level of the water, whatever water they in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say, man, I'm sitting down with Roger Goodell, not what you said,
Sure.
but that don't sound far-fetched to me. Right? Because I can sit down with certain people too. That you be like, that don't, because I have that.
That's
ability,
what I'm saying.
Right? But if we were talking to somebody, let's say, a notch below, and I know you've had this experience, motherfucker look at you like you bullshitting. Ain't no way in the world your ass talk to such and such and such.
Right. But that happens all the time, right? We was talking to E earlier just about Googling motherfuckers, right? And I was like, let me fucking Google me. And I did it. And I was like, oh, that looks...
That's a little narcissistic.
That kind of... Well, I was just curious now because I never thought about it before. I'm like, let me just fucking curious. Let me just see.
Aries.
So I fucking do it. Leo, really?
Yes.
So I do it.
Yes.
So I do it. And I look at all the shit that pop up. I'm like, damn, it looks like I'm kind of a cool motherfucker, right? And I was like, me and Eve, like, if somebody fucking did that, they might think, oh, is that a fucking television he's on? Oh, is his name in that fucking news? Like, that matters to somebody else. It doesn't matter to me, though.
That's all good. And I think we're having a different conversation, though.
No, I get what you're saying.
Whether it matters or not, it doesn't change the fact of the differences of the realities of the experiences. And the realities of the experiences often shape the perspectives. And I'm only saying it in this way. Everybody here aspires to go up. Nobody aspires to go down or even gives a fuck about down. Nobody gives a fuck about down, right? Everybody's running from down.
Right.
Right? But the vast majority of us are down, specifically in context to the 1%, to the 5%, to the 10%, right? Hear me out.
Okay, I want to quote you in a minute, but go ahead.
But hear me out. But in this context of the America we're experiencing today, and probably what we've always been experiencing, which kind of prepares a lot of my conversations, right? I guess I'm just trying to understand it at some levels. That 1% is the motherfuckers that's making decisions.
Sure.
Right? And without empathy or without access to the experience, who gives a fuck what happens below this?
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I just think it's an interesting concept.
Agreed. But so when you talk about the outcomes and you talk about like societal structure and like just how shit is now, right? I agree with you on the up-down scale, right? On that level. But on the real values, on the spiritual level, it's just like all these motherfuckers the same. And because we've been afforded, all of us in this room have been afforded opportunities to experience the different rungs of the scale, it showed me that like you motherfuckers ain't really shit. But I want to quote something that you said on this show 1,000 times, right? So we're gonna talk about the billionaire, right? And his freedom to pick up the phone and say, hey, gas up the jet, I'll be there in 30 minutes, we about this motherfucker. Who else, and like exclusively who else has that kind of freedom? Not to say I'm finna gas up the jet, but just
to do what you want.
I'm finna do whatever the fuck I feel like doing.
A homeless person. I don't disagree, but again, I think in context of how I'm trying to have the conversation, you're moving the goalpost, G.
No, I'm not moving the goalpost on you to make a point. I'm just saying I'm coming at it from a different way. I'm not trying to cross lines or nothing. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying when I say I don't view it, I'm talking about
I'm gonna challenge myself. Maybe I'm wrong in that context. Maybe the billionaire motherfucker don't even have the freedom of the poor motherfucker. Right? And again, which shapes kind of the context of the conversation I'm having. You know what I mean? If you let go, you can fully let go. But if you're holding on as tight as they are, you holding on tighter than ever. You know what I mean? Like Kanye in the goddamn Ku Klux Klan suit last week. You know what I mean? Did you see that shit?
The fuck is wrong with your mans?
It's wrong as fuck.
That's another one of your mans.
But he also makes, and I know he's insane, but he makes some very valid points in that interview. Very, very valid points in that interview.
I hate him and academics. I didn't watch one segment.
I don't like either of them either, but he makes some very valid points, even to why he wore the Klan suit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But my point is, and this is what I've seen in that latest interview, right? I made this argument on the show, right? Kanye talks that black shit.
I don't hate Kanye. That was too strong.
Only
I do
when
hate
he's in dire need of black support because he's losing money or he's chasing validation for the money perspective, right? So that says that, hey, I'm validated through the lens of me being a billionaire. Hey, Jay-Z, I'm bigger than you because I made $1 billion and you didn't have $1 billion at the time that I made the $1 billion. Hey, I'm bigger than all y'all. I'm Disney. He says shit like this all the time.
Don't that sound goofy?
It does, but context is everything, right? Same shit Donald Trump feels whether he says it or not, right? If you, again, The Apprentice, we talk about the show, he kept that goddamn Trump Tower even though he couldn't afford to rehab the motherfucker. Before ABC, NBC, or whatever comes in and rehabs the motherfucker, it was an embarrassment. But it meant something to him to say, I'm a real estate baron in New York.
Yeah.
And everybody in that world, that status quo means something to you. It becomes the calling card of who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It becomes the calling card of who you are. And it happens at every other level.
Sure.
At, you know, at rungs. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And if you're not, and now everybody's aspiring up. Nobody gives a fuck down, so you don't even qualify the thoughts that's happening below that. You don't even qualify the experiences that are happening below that. And I'm poor in context, right? Everybody in this room is poor. That's not a knock. In context, right? But there's other levels of poverty that we wouldn't fucking believe the thoughts that come out of that shit.
Right.
And I'm saying that recently I've been in some of those conversations. I'd be like, wait a fucking minute. Like, word?
Jake, that you think that?
Word? You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's very interesting.
I do. But it goes both ways, man. I'm just as comfortable, you know, in them fucking frou-frou ass resorts I was talking about as I am, you know, on 71st Street at 3 in the morning, the motherfucker try to sell us beef or steak or whatever the fuck that nigga came in there and said, ground beef. Y'all fuck with ground beef?
Yeah. Oh, God.
No, I combated the two things. That was two different things.
I got nervous.
The prostitute didn't say nothing. She just pulled up and looked at us.
Like, what you gonna do?
Like, what's taking y'all so long to walk over here? I know you see me. First of all, I was blue because she was in a car.
She was disgusting. She wasn't even a good prostitute. Like,
she was in a car, my nigga.
That damn. You can't even master prostitution.
The prostitute rolled down on us.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get aggressive in the recession. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the whole 40. Just come on.
Hey, speaking of weird species, I saw a story that said there are some scientists that recently cloned. They took some, I'll get into the details of it in a minute if you want to, but they cloned an old, unique species of wolf that has been extinct for over 12,000 years. Over 12,000 years. They found some old...
Why ain't that the first time?
Animals just be falling off. Just survival of the fittest out here.
Then why they want him back? He wasn't equipped.
Clearly, right?
He clearly couldn't have
Clearly. But they found some old bones. They were able to develop a genetic code from that. They compared said code to the other wolf species that are still alive, identified what about this particular species is unique from the other ones, used that, put them together, boop, bop, bam, spit them in the machine, come out, they got new wolves.
You know, it just reminds me of...
What? I'm going to tell you the name of the damn wolves.
So you know there's arguments in the red pill, green pill community and in other spiritual high-level communities where they say that the white man is not even a man. Right?
Okay.
They say that's why they use the word humankind and...
Dire wolves.
Dire wolf.
D-I-R-E. Dire wolves cloned to life after being extinct for 12,500 years.
Well, to the point of just the white man's existence. You know what I mean? They say that they're not really men. They say that they're off the canine scale of development. So maybe they bring back their ancestors. It's like, you know, I don't know. Because you know the wolf is like in the canine species, right? You've never heard that? None of y'all have ever heard that? That the white people don't have hair, they have fur. You've never heard these arguments? Like, it's scientifically proven that they don't have hair, they have fur. Everybody's scared to say this shit now. This is another controversial statement. No, goddammit, Google it. Everybody want to Google now, goddammit. Do white people have hair? No, they have fur. And they're of the species of canine.
I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this show for the past,
I don't give a shit. This is factual shit. We can look it up. It's Googleable. I don't understand what's so controversial.
This breakthrough of genetic engineering was led by
trying to find their grandfather.
Colossal Biosciences, and they cloned.
It's a dire situation, so they got to get to the dire wolf.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
How do I find my grandfather? Yeah, it's a possibility. All I'm saying is consider the possibilities.
Okay. I can dig it.
Right? I believe in the Anunnakis. It's the same kind of concept. Why not? Why? It's not even a knock. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Hey, let's get to some
Hey,
serious
Pete, what I'm
shit.
supposed to do with that, man? You know what I'm saying?
Did you Google it? Where's the research tape? Google that shit.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Hey, let's get to something serious though for a second.
Nigga, they cloning dead shit. This is serious.
Cause they dying.
What I'm saying is, if I wake up and it's a fucking pterodactyl outside my window because they cloned dinosaurs, like what the fuck?
That's happening.
This Chicago, Sue been outside the Field Museum for how many years? If one day that fucking thing just wakes up, because they didn't...
Nigga, we dying. It's over. How habit don't even matter.
So I'm saying, like, they got these silly ass scientists playing around, just doing experiments because they so fucking smart about one thing and they dumb as shit about everything else. And it's like, y'all know everything about how to clone some shit and some genetic engineering, and then y'all bring back fucking wolves that's been extinct for 12,000 years. There's not a motherfucker walking around ever that's seen these niggas. And y'all think y'all should bring them back just to see what happens? No, the fuck you shouldn't. They've been gone for a reason. And now y'all bringing this shit back. I think y'all gonna bring back fucking dinosaurs and fucking mammoths and all kind of goofball ass shit. Like, cool out. We already got shit here, bro.
The white man...
Expecting an HIV cure.
The white
man,
that
part. Motherfucker can't cure cancer, HIV, but y'all can bring back fucking...
No, it's profitable not to cure.
Yeah, for sure. The money's in the medicine.
Here's what's changed about society in the last 50 years, other than the whole of all the other society, right? The technology has now caught up with the white man's desire to be God.
Sure.
Before that, they didn't have the technology to be God, right? So all they did was have the technology to enforce rules on other people. Right? There's a quick little, and it makes sense. It's a quick little TikTok or some shit. Older dudes talking, they said the black man invented the stoplight, right? The white man invented the ticket. You hear what I'm saying? A black man invented electricity. A white man invented the electric bill. You understand? They do not, and this back to AI. It's really the same concept, right? And I've said this 1,000 times. If you listen, I say I'm God. I know the lineage I'm from. Also, why I believe in the Anunnakis, right? We create in the ideal of bringing value to the planet. They create in the ideal of bringing control.
Okay.
That's all they've ever brought to the planet is death and a need for control. Right? Every war, every fight, every impediment. You can't look across the goddamn globe and find a black community nowhere where black people came and black people conquered.
Started war, right?
Black people conquered, but you can't find nowhere where you can't go to Spain and hear motherfuckers speaking Swahili.
Right.
Right? Because even when they conquered, they didn't colonize.
Right.
We don't want to control you motherfuckers.
Do your shit.
Even if we came here for the resource. Think about this. There are more black people in the world than there are white people. All of this planet is black with the exception of those white people. Black or brown, however you want to quantify the shit. But everybody came from Africa. You can't find a place on the goddamn globe where a black person colonized.
Right.
That's not our desire.
No.
Right? We don't desire to control.
Right.
That's the white man's desire. So you can go and you can see Mexicans calling themselves Mexicans because you're not a fucking Mexican. Right? Speaking Spanish. Where does Spanish come from?
Spain.
Get the fuck out of here. How does that associate to being in Mexico, motherfucker? You just been colonized. Right? And those are the histories and the roots of what the whites have brought across the planet. With all the black people on the planet forever, you've never seen it. That's not our need or desire.
Yeah.
So to the point of the stoplight, to the point of electricity and the electric bill, it's the need to control, right? To dominate. Yeah. Well, now we've created new constructs that we can get rid of all these motherfuckers at once. In the same vein, though, it's just like the goddamn bottom feeding ass catfish. You're going to eat till ain't nothing left, and you're going to kill yourself. It just is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which goes back to the argument with I always push. Revolution ain't always successful.
But it's necessary.
But it's always necessary. Right? And in the process of how we're playing this as the other society, we're acquiescing to dying. Because that's what they do. And we ain't doing shit to fight back. Right? We praise bullshit, but just not threatening. Right? We just praise Cory Booker for standing up for 25 hours like, ooh, he beat Strom Thurmond's record. So? Because we're impacted the shit he say have. Because you can't even be an American politician and address racism as if racism ain't the reason we got the president we got. Right. Miss the fuck out of me. It's all a game.
Right.
And if we just gonna keep playing the game to a conqueror, you're an idiot.
No, I can dig that. You look at like basketball, for instance. Who the most powerful person on the court?
The referee?
Right. What could he actually do to any of those 7-foot world-class athletes? But I got the whistle.
Yeah.
I got the stripes.
I had a conversation with a young man the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, man, the police boxed me in the other day. I was at the gas station. They just pulled up like 6 cars deep. Here. He was like, ooh, I was so scared. I'm going to shit myself. Context is everything. This is a wild cowboy type of young boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? He with all the fuck shit.
Right.
Right? And I just threw this out there just because I'd be interested. I said, man, what if there's a bunch of niggas who box you in?
He got the fine on there.
He's like, man, I'd have fired on everybody out there. And I said, you don't see the problem in that. He said, what you mean? His mind couldn't even conceive the concept.
Can't even wrap his brain around it.
Couldn't even conceive the concept.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be scared when the referees show up.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got a fucking suit on?
Yeah.
They got a uniform that costs $59.99?
Yeah.
Fuck for? They got the same gun you got? They got, you know what I mean? Like, why?
Why you shook?
Why you shook? But so ready against the motherfucker that look just like you.
Because it ain't jail. Because you clearly ready to open up in public on anybody else.
If it ain't death, then what the fuck else is on the table?
Right.
If it ain't death, then what the fuck else is on the table? But this out of his own mouth. I'm scared to death. And you know, I'm a provocateur. So I asked the question. I'm blowing it down, too. What you mean?
Couldn't wrap his
And
brain
I said,
around
you
it.
don't see the problem in that.
What problem?
Couldn't fathom the idea at all. And I don't give a fuck how I explained it. It's still, I know it didn't resonate. He acted like he gave a fuck or heard me. But I know he didn't. And that ain't even abnormal. Right? So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. That power and control shit is real, man. It like
To the point though of the Sue
the perception becomes reality.
Yeah, but to the point of the Sue statement, if you got to die, right? Would you rather die at the hands of Sue? And for the people who don't know, Sue is the dinosaur that stands outside of what museum?
The Field Museum.
The Field Museum?
Yeah.
Would you rather die at the hands of Sue or starving to death?
Sue.
You goddamn right. And we're on the verge of starving to death right now. Right? You want to talk about tariffs, you want to talk about conversations about where food comes from, how the money gets made. We're on that verge right now, and ain't nobody, well, I ain't gonna say ain't nobody talking about it, but we learning line dances with fans. Like it ain't as serious as it need to be.
I got my boots
Right?
on the ground.
I take Sue over starving to death any day.
I would too. But even I had to think about it for a quick second, like, okay, definitely I would rather Sue just come snatch my head off my
Make
shoulder.
this shit quick, Sue.
But can you fucking imagine? No, because we ain't never seen, it's a fucking dinosaur outside, my nigga.
I'd die from the shock. That's even better.
I just have a whole ass heart attack.
Oh, I miss you eating me because I'm ready to go.
There's a fucking dinosaur outside, dog.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm not saying superheroes. Nigga. There's certain dogs that'll fuck me up. I don't want no problem. You understand what I'm saying?
If I park in the back of my crib and get out and a fucking cat dart out behind, oh shit.
Yeah. A good raccoon scared the shit out of me. You hear me? So, I'm clear.
A dinosaur shit.
Yeah, so I'm shitting, pissing, dying right there. That shit, piss, dead.
That shit is dead.
That's how it's gonna work. I can take that though. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna play. You know what I mean?
Ah, that's funny. That's real though. I don't have nothing else to talk about, man. We
do got something to talk about.
What?
We can't just leave this on the table, man. Maybe a week or two ago,
Okay.
young man from right outside of Dallas, Texas, was at a statewide track meet.
Oh yeah.
Young brother named Carmelo Anthony, right? Which is interesting. Shout out to Melo too, because
That's how old we are.
Right? They name people out
You're starting to have people named Carmelo, Kobe. I saw a shorty named Omarion. It's like
That's crazy. Yeah.
no, but he's like 22. So his mama,
No, I get it that she named him after Omarion. That's the crazy part.
his mama would be 40. I think Omarion is 40.
You know Jalen didn't exist to Jalen Rose?
Yeah, Jalen Rose's mama combined like two names, his uncle and his daddy, I think, and named him Jalen. And
His
now
name might have been more impactful than his NBA career.
that could be
Real
true.
shit.
But also his cultural impact with the 5'5".
I fuck with Jalen Rose. I ain't knocking. I just
No, but his NBA career. But I'm just saying what they do with the
Interesting
5'5" is
statement,
that
you know what I'm saying?
that lives.
Yeah, we are in that time where we're starting to see that. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We owe this
Our
on
peers or our contemporaries are now they naming children after.
They're first now. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder how many freaking Beyonces there are.
I bet you there are a bunch.
We'll know in the next 10, 15 years. Like, it's so many damn Beyonces.
Yeah, I bet you there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, man, Carmelo Anthony, young athlete, and I can't think of the white boy's name because I feel bad not being able to think of the white boy's name. But they were all at this statewide track meet in Dallas, right? And I got mixed opinions on this whole concept, this whole case, right? I really do, just because I'm an empathetic human being, right? And there's a lot of racial animus and context to how this plays out, right? And it's fucking Texas, you know what I mean?
There's that.
So there's a statewide track meet outside of Dallas. It starts to pour down raining. All of the schools have their own like tents,
Okay.
because they were prepared for the rain. So Carmelo was sitting in a school that was not his school's tent when the rain came down. You know what I mean? First reports were that the white boy, it was twins, they're twin brothers, but one of them died. So his first report was like, the white boy looked over, didn't know who he was, asked him to leave the tent so they could have space for the rest of their classmates. And Carmelo just immediately, abruptly refused and then just stabbed him. That's how the report went, right? He runs away, throws the bag and the knife. Police catch up with him. They say, hey, man, it's alleged that you stabbed such a track meet. We need you to come with us. Carmelo flat out says, it's not alleged. I did that shit. But it was self-defense. But that's his word against all of these white kids' word. You know what I mean? And for a few days, that's kind of how the story was playing. So in my mind, I'm interpreting it like I guess a regular human being would interpret it. You're a high school student. You don't really, neither you have no record. Both of y'all are kind of star athletes. Fuck, you got a machete with you just, at a track meet. Like,
Not like you hooping the Red West.
yeah, that's true. Or maybe you do. Maybe we just don't understand Dallas culture. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that is the Red West. I don't know. You know what I mean? We talking shit, we
It's a track
laughing.
meet.
But the Red West, I can see why a motherfucker would bring a pistol to a Red West game.
Oh, the Red West, especially I'm talking late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
like
you
that
just
shit
brought
was,
some more concept. I ain't saying it's the right thing to do, but I can understand it.
I can understand it.
Right? Same thing with maybe this might be the same energy with the Texas. It's a citywide thing.
Who
Maybe
knows?
you just expect to see.
Right.
Who knows? I
Right.
don't know. Right? But that was my first, like, why you got a knife at the track meet, bro? You know what I mean? But either way, behind that, there's been all kind of death threats to his family. It's been all kind of racial animus. It's Texas. Texas is fucking Texas.
It's Texas.
You know what
it's
I mean?
Its own place.
His own place, right? A few days ago, though, or maybe a day ago, some new reports are starting to come out and saying that that's not how the story played. These white boys attacked dude. They tried to jump him, and then he responded in self-defense, stabbed him, and got up out of it, right? Still brings me to the standpoint of why you got the knife as a track meet, but again, maybe it's the Red West of Texas. And I'm not saying that's all right, but I understand.
Right? I mean, if that's the story, that he got jumped and then defended himself, shit, he's probably smart to think I need a knife. It could have been a fucking racist area. Like, I gotta go over here. I don't know what's gonna happen because I'm finna smoke these white boys and then I don't know what they're gonna be on.
So there was whatever Texas local stations are, they interviewed the white kid's dad, and the white kid's dad had a very heartfelt interview, and I was impressed by how he spoke about the whole incident.
Okay.
Right? He was like, man, I've already forgiven the kid that did it. God will handle whatever needs to be handled. You know, it was that kind of.
And the boy died.
The boy dead.
Rest in peace.
Boy dead, right? D1 on par to be a D1 athlete at some top schools.
Offers.
He had some big offers. But even a little black boy too. He wasn't no slouch.
Yeah.
Had offers, you know what I mean? Wasn't the same kind of top schools, but still, he had offers. You know what I mean? Both of them neither have a criminal record. So it's really some wholesome quote unquote kids that got into some shit they probably shouldn't have got into. But what happened in response to it is all this racial animus, right? They have a GoFundMe for Carmelo Anthony's defense team. From my understanding, GoFundMe took the GoFundMe down. Like, you cannot support this defense team type of deal.
And GoFundMe has left up fundraisers for everybody. The likes of
dude who killed Trayvon Martin had a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin shooter boy had a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like the minute black people, because I'm assuming these are black people spending into this GoFundMe.
Right.
The minute black people stand behind, you know, something that they believe in and it has a racial context, that system of racial power, i.e. you create the stoplight, we create the goddamn ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say, well, no, this ain't valuable no more. Get the shit up out of it. I just thought it was a very interesting thing, man. And it is a national kind of story, and it's developing and growing as we go. And it speaks to the racial animus in this country, which goes back to Cory Booker, or anybody else. You know what I mean? Kamala came out the other day and basically said how y'all feel about this? She essentially just announced, like, looking at the Trump presidency and was like, I told y'all so. That was like her.
Mm-hmm.
And there was pushback for her saying, I told you so. Like, this ain't the kind of moment to, like, rub it in.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this other side of it where, like, the Democrats can't find another candidate. They can't find the right messaging. They don't really have an identity. Right? So there's this argument, like, is this the moment for Kamala to say, I told you so? Or is this the moment for the Democratic Party to set, kind of try to find a new voice? Should they be finding a new candidate? But again, back to racism. What can't Trump say?
Right.
What couldn't he say on the trail? Because they wasn't voting on politics.
He say anything. No.
They're voting on racial pride.
That's it.
Right? But to have the conversation that we're having, not just us, the country's having, should the Democrats be able to talk like this? Why can't they?
And why not? I think it's the perfect time to be like, I told y'all.
But I'm agreeing they can't.
Yeah, but for me, I told y'all. All the white people just got together all over the country, and they had these hands off, or is that what it's called? Hands off protest. They did all across the country, and I saw a white lady like, hey, ain't no black people who come out here. That's y'all shit, bro. Y'all put that motherfucker in there. Deal with this shit, man. Like, it is what it is. But now would be a good time to be like, I told y'all motherfuckers. To everybody, not just the white people, to the large contingent of Latinos who voted for him. And then he told y'all day one, I'm finding y'all and I'm getting y'all the fuck up out of here. And then you look at the voting statistics, and y'all top 3 demographics voting for him.
So,
okay.
I don't disagree with you, but I guess at the end of the day, man, the same catfish bottom feeder concept, right? It's going to affect them, but it's also going to affect us. It's
of course, everything going to affect us. Everything going to inflict us, probably worse than everybody. But still, it's just like, we used to it. But we try to tell y'all that y'all don't have to experience it. But since y'all so insisted on it because of pure racism, have at it.
And that's why I said the Democrats can't really say anything, though. Because unless you was aligned with the outward racist conversation, you want to know who's in control, follow the money.
Facts.
Right? You can't talk about the conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Back to Kanye's point of wearing the goddamn Klan suit in the interview. He said, and this is a Kanye quote, he said the Jewish community degrades black trauma and pain every day by releasing new rap records. Mm-hmm. Why is it a misrepresentation for me to degrade the Jewish community in this suit by having this interview? And that's real. That's a real statement. I don't agree with, I'm not with Kanye and how he addresses things, but that in itself is a real statement. Laura Cohen gets on the Breakfast Club and says, I wouldn't allow my children to listen to shit, but you allow mine to. Right?
Right.
So fuck you. And that's what Kanye's saying by wearing the Klan suit, right? But the conqueror has the power. So they shape the philosophy around the idea. It's the boy saying, what I'm going to do when the police box me in? Mm-hmm. Same conversation across the board.
There's one more story I want to hit that's similar to the one you told, and this is a group situation. I don't know where it was, but I saw it on the TV show. They got called, like, Did I Do It? It's like a court thing or whatever. But anyway, there was a group of black boys playing basketball outside of the park. They playing basketball. A car pulls up. A group of white boys pull up with AK-47s, and they start surrounding the court and shooting. It's making all the sounds of an AK-47. It looks like an AK-47, but it's actually some type of replica gun. It doesn't fire real bullets. But if a motherfucker pull up to wherever you are and motherfuckers surround you with something that looks like an AK-47 and sounds like one, then it fucking is one. Anyway, one of the black boys that was on the court, feeling no other option, I mean, like he had an AK-47 in his basketball shorts, He was close enough and he just fired on one of the white boys. Just fired on him. One hit a quitter, dropped him. Shorty fall back, hit his head on the concrete, died. To me, that sounds like a clear-cut case of self-defense. They came over here blowing at us for no reason. All I did was fire on this nigga. They arrest the black boy, charge him with murder. He goes through the whole case. He ends up beating the murder only via jury decision. Not like they dismissed it and said, oh, this is unfounded charges. They found him not guilty on the murder, but then they found him guilty of assault and this, that, and the third. And I think he ended up doing like 3 to 5 years in prison. Because I'm hoping, and y'all pull up with AK-47s dumping at the basketball court, and I punched one of y'all, what we doing, G?
Yeah, superhuman hands, man. You got to register all that black shit.
You must.
You got to register it all.
You must.
Because you created the stoplight, and I created the ticket.
Weaponizing our color, man. Weaponizing our skin.
Weaponizing the need and desire for power at every instance, right? And everybody else aligns with them with the exception of us. And when I say the exception of us, I mean a very small percentage of us. I mean black Americans. Because even black Africans or black Cubans or black Spaniards, they still align with white ideas, right? Yeah. There's an affinity to whiteness, right? So even though they don't capture or come with the same color, they're the same idealistically. So when you talk about the Trump campaign where the Hispanic voters was such and such for Trump, then they wondering why their ass is getting shipped back to wherever they came from, it's because you can't even quantify the concept that you're different than them. You can't even quantify, because that's the up the totem pole aspiration. I want this more than I want anything else, right? And it happens in our community too. You know what I mean? We have black-skinned people with very white ideas, right? And it creates those kind of outcomes. It just is what it is.
Nah, facts. How about the nerve of the white boys to pull up dumping with fake guns?
Think about that.
You don't even have the expectation that one of the black dudes might up back a real strap?
This is
the nerve.
This is Malcolm X shit, right? And this is Malcolm X shit in regards to like narcissism, right? He said that the white conqueror's ideas of himself are so grandiose that he expects you to love him in the same way that he loves himself. So the audacity of me to come up here playing with you and you not knowing and thinking you should respond. This is a real Malcolm X quote. And it makes all the sense in the world. It's the truth.
That's it, man. We will leave it there for today. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video with at least one person that you think will add value to or find value in this particular conversation. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. We have a whole lot of fun. We talk about real shit in between. At least we try to. Shout out to P for doing all of the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to E4O for being E4O. That's Two. I'm Herb. Y'all be good to each other.
Assalamu alaikum and the peace sign.